Alright, hello everyone. It is Demo the Warrior here, and this is my review for NXT TakeOver. Holy shit, what a fucking pay-per-view this was. This pay-per-view was almost as good as NXT TakeOver Dallas. That is the NXT TakeOver Dallas is the pay-per-view of the year, and it has the match of the year on that card. Every single match on that show was amazing, just like tonight. What I saw tonight on NXT TakeOver was absolute brilliance and maybe one of the most amazing wrestling shows I've ever watched. And it really opened my eyes to what NXT is, because I'm going to be honest, I don't watch NXT every week because, you know, on Wednesdays I'm usually busy on Wednesdays, and I usually forget that NXT's on, and sometimes I'm not home. But I think I'm really gonna start trying to watch NXT a lot more, because what I saw tonight is, I'm gonna say this right now. What I saw tonight on NXT TakeOver, every single thing on this pay-per-view made me proud to be a wrestling fan. Everything that you guys saw on this pay-per-view is the reason that I love wrestling. It is the reason that wrestling is my favorite sport. It is the reason why everybody loves wrestling, is because of matches and nights like tonight. Now, excuse me, we'll get into the review. So the opening match is Ty Dillinger versus Andreas Cien something. I forget what his name is, but went like 6 minutes, and I thought it was a pretty good opening match. I saw the Andre guy come out, and I was like, why is my PS4 making noise? Oh well. But I was like, isn't this guy supposed to be masked? Look at me fucking up. Masked or something from what I saw in the promos, but I guess not. I don't know. But I thought he did very well. He won his debut match. He beat Ty Dillinger. And did you guys see that fucking super kick that Ty Dillinger did? My lord, that looked like it hurt. But we'll just say ACA, won with the double knees in the corner, which I don't know if that's his finisher or not, but Ty Dillinger lost to it. And that was the first time I saw either of those guys wrestle. So, yeah, pretty good match to start off TakeOver. Then you move on to the tag team match, American Alpha versus the Revival. Now, I'm going to take a minute and tell you that this was a fucking tag team match. This is what tag team wrestling is. This is what tag team wrestling should be. Not the joke of tag team wrestling you see every fucking Monday and Thursday and every fucking pay-per-view, okay? What those four men went out there and did tonight in that match was magical, okay? Everything that they did, all the spots that they did, all the double teaming, all the finishers, was spot on. The crowd was hot. The match was hot. Everything was perfect. That is the best tag team match that I have seen in I don't know how many years. In any company that I've watched. TNA. I haven't really watched ROH that much, so I couldn't say anything about that, but that is what tag team wrestling is. Matches like that, they kind of have that feel between them. That kind of magical feel that nobody has really felt with tag teams since back in like the Attitude Era. I'm being completely honest. There was that one moment of course I was little, I didn't watch it, but I went back and watched DVDs and stuff, and like there was that magical feel of when those four guys were in the ring, Edge and Christian and Matt and Jeff. Okay. The field that they have had and all the matches they had were phenomenal. And this match, I could put in that category. This was one of the greatest tag team matches I've ever seen in my life. This was tag team wrestling. I don't know what you call those ridiculous 6-man tags or those stupid tag team matches where they put both heels on one team and both faces on the other team and they're not really teams, or the sad ass tag team matches you have between the actual teams on Raw. They say they have the best tag team division. They do. They do have the best tag team division. It's just like how on the main roster you got a team like the Dudleys and you got a team like the Usos. Now, both teams are very good teams, but for some reason, when those teams wrestle, they're boring as hell and like you just don't care. But when you go to NXT and you see the Revival, you see American Alpha, I think Blake and Murphy are broken up now, and all the other teams they have down there, you're just like, holy shit, I like this. This match was the word tag team wrestling. Because, first off, these teams actually acted like a tag team. They worked very well together. They told a story throughout the match. People actually gave a shit. And the tag team titles actually meant something. I would give this match 5 stars. I don't give a fuck. This match was absolutely phenomenal. I love Jordan and Gable, and I am now a fan of the Revival. And I like what NXT is doing. So we move on to the next match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries. Stole the show. That is twice now that Nakamura's match has stole the show at NXT TakeOver. It was not as good as Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. That match will never be topped. But this match was fucking awesome. This match right here is why I love wrestling. This whole fucking pay-per-view is why I love wrestling. But this match right here is just one of those good old-fashioned 1-versus-1 matches where 2 guys go out there and they give it their all just to prove who the better man is. You don't see matches like that very often anymore. I mean, mostly all you see lately is just bullshit Roman Reigns matches and freaking Breezango versus the Golden Truth. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on now. But holy shit, this match was so fucking good. Voice crack. But this match reminded me of how great Austin Aries really is, because I haven't watched Austin Aries since he was in TNA. Like, I watched his match at Dallas, but to be honest, his match against Baron Corbin sucked. I'm being completely honest. Baron Corbin is the one that made the match bad. Okay, because Baron Corbin's not really that great. I'm being completely honest. You think Baron Corbin's going to be anything on the main roster? No, he is not. I don't like Baron Corbin. And during that match, Austin Aries just didn't seem like he was comfortable enough with Baron Corbin. He couldn't hit the moves correctly on him. This match topped his match at Dallas. And I am now a huge fan of Nakamura. I did not watch Nakamura at all before he came to NXT. Him versus Sami Zayn got me hooked on him. And this match just makes me love Nakamura even more. I love his character. His theme music is fucking awesome. The crowd, these crowds in NXT are fucking phenomenal. They chant for just about everybody. And they actually care about everything that goes on. You can watch 2 hours of NXT on a pay-per-view, and you'll just be wanting more. But then you go and watch a 3-hour fucking pay-per-view in WWE, and you're just like, oh my god, when is this over? You know? Which is sad that your developmental center is doing better than your actual product. But we'll see what happens when this whole brand split thing goes down, which I don't think anything's gonna fucking change anyway. But phenomenal fucking match between Nakamura and Austin Aries. I love the spot where, excuse me, I got an itch, but like they were on the apron and Austin Aries did a Death Valley driver to Nakamura. That looked like it hurt so fucking bad, and the crowd was chanting "Holy shit!" Austin Aries looked so good in that match. Okay. Even though Austin Aries lost, he looked good doing it. And Nakamura is so fucking over. And I'm assuming that the next match is at the next NXT TakeOver, which I believe is in Brooklyn, will probably be Samoa Joe versus Nakamura. And holy shit, just imagine that. You already seen Nakamura versus Sami Zayn match of the year. Nakamura versus Austin Aries number 2 match of the year. Could Nakamura versus Joe be number 3 match of the year? I don't know, but it would be a fucking phenomenal match. I hope it happens. But move on to the next match, Women's Championship, Asuka versus Nia Jax. I have not watched Nia Jax at all until this match. I watched Asuka for the first time at Dallas, and she was pretty good. She beat Bayley. So I was like, okay. And I seen how she was fucking, like, just dominating people with these kicks. She's like the female version of Nakamura, if you want to go that far. But like, this match was pretty good. Better than any match we've had on Raw or SmackDown recently. Talking about, the women's revolution and, the new women's division. Yeah, just look at NXT still has the best women's division. I don't even want to hear it. It's just when they go to the main roster, they're just not used correctly. And the writing is just not... You can't get invested. It's boring. You literally want to do anything else but watch Raw. Pretty much. But this match was pretty good. Made me like Asuka a lot more. And it kind of built up Nia Jax as more of a dominant type, kind of like Karma in a sense. And I liked it. I like Nia Jax's character, and I like Asuka's character. So yeah, Asuka beat. I forgot to mention Nakamura beat Austin Aries, and the Revival beat Jordan and Gable. I don't know why I didn't say who won. I think I was just so obsessed with trying to explain why those matches were good, but yeah. Revival is the first ever 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions, so they made history. And you also had the debut of a new tag team, which I heard they're like, I forget what they said, but it's like 2 big, huge Samoan guys that look like the Shield, and they're with Paul Ellering, who used to manage the Legion of Doom. So we'll see where this new team goes. Hopefully they'll turn out okay. Seeing as everything else in NXT is awesome, I'm gonna assume they're probably gonna end up being a really dominant team. But I digress. Yeah, so Asuka beats Nia Jax and retains the NXT Women's Championship. Moving on to the main event, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the NXT title in a steel cage. Holy shit, this match was amazing as well. Not the best match of the night, but this match was awesome. Okay. Perfect way to end their rivalry. Finn Balor came out. His entrance was fucking phenomenal as always. His entrance has the aura that the Undertaker's entrance has. And just imagine Finn Balor's entrance in a pay-per-view like WrestleMania in front of like